Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to another episode of Let Me Ask You a Question, a show about questions that probably won't get answered by people who don't know anything. I am your host, the Vinnie, and this is episode 19. A very special episode because
Vinny's already confused. I thought we went through this last time. This is non-fictional science fiction episode 2.
Yes.
And you want to know why it's called that, Vin?
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Here's why it's called that. Because people like non-fictional science fiction. Right, Jeff?
I think so.
And nobody likes Let Me Ask You a Question?
Barely anyone likes Let Me Ask You a Question.
All right, well,
we don't even like Let Me Ask You a Question.
I didn't tell everybody this, but I'm resigning.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. And this is my last episode.
Thank God.
So non-fictional science fiction could breathe the life of freedom away from me.
Yeah, I really felt like Lemme was kind of hindering Jeff's
Really,
success.
right? Yeah, Jeff and Rob. Rob was very brought down by Let Me Ask You a Question.
Yeah.
Even when we hit our goal of 100 subs, which is incredible. Finally, we hit it. We're actually over it. You're
There's
talking
no we. We didn't hit anything. I hit it. Fuck you.
Yes, Rob is the man.
I can get my trailer upgrade now.
Yeah, we can finally pay Jeff the $1.79 we earned from Spreaker revenue.
Absolutely.
No, here's why we're changing the name of it is because Jeff's the main actor, and I'll edit, and then we have Green Man.
Yes.
So we need you to start pulling your weight, Dom. I'm sorry, I mean Vinny. So I need you to start pulling your weight because what happened? Hey, viewers, remember that cooking show that was going to come out starring Tweedledum and Green Man?
Listen.
Yeah, it didn't happen. So now, what is happening? Non-fictional science fiction, basically almost every single week.
That's not my fault.
It's entirely your fault because you're dumb and you can't see things through.
It's nobody's fault.
It's nobody's fault. It was circumstances, and it got pushed back.
We're scheming.
Here's more circumstances. Jeff, did we record an episode of non-fictional science fiction?
We did.
How long did that take us?
About 6 hours.
Wow, 6 hours each day, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's a long
so
time.
that's like 3 days of filming.
Yes.
Okay, and we didn't give up.
Well, the host of the show has an illness and
Is it called stupidity?
couldn't
I'm sitting
perform.
right here, and I didn't feel like doing it because I was sick.
She
She
called
wasn't
me
sick. I married her. She's like, I don't want to do this with Vinny. Yeah, don't look at me like that.
Is that true?
No.
No, I don't believe you. She's very honest.
What is this bit?
She's honest.
There's no bit. You're like, I don't want to do this with Vinny. He's stupid.
Yeah, that's what I said.
in your
Yeah.
exact words.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame her, and that's why.
You want to know
today's my
why
last
you don't
episode.
blame her?
Why?
And this is why it should be your last episode?
Okay.
Because you don't see anything through because you have terrible goals.
I do have terrible goals.
I can tell because we're sitting here as a group, and Jeff and I, our shoulders, we used to be 8 times larger, and they got chiseled away trying to put out these damn episodes because you can't. Let me put up a stupid episode with a fireplace and a book. That's
no.
good enough.
That was fantastic. I just,
Okay, time out. This man
The
shows up.
passion behind
This
it
man
wasn't as
shows
much as
up at
Jeff's.
my place to record an episode. He's like, I've been thinking
A
all
week.
week, rattling my brain, and he buys a pipe and a robe and shows up at my house and says, and slippers. I gotta give him slippers. And says, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I have basically everything else except what I'm gonna say. That's the whole episode, stupid.
Yes, I understand, but you can't force creativity.
I'm not forcing creativity. I'm forcing you to do something.
I tried. I legitimately sat after work and went through ideas every day, and I couldn't do it. I was having a writer's block. Authors go through that all the time. Bands go through that all the time.
But you're not an author or in a band.
Exactly.
Jeff
my point.
comes
So-
over every week
Yes.
with Green Man, and he has things written down. Jeff, how do you do it? I'm sick
Yeah,
of listening
actually,
to this clown's excuses.
give me some tips.
It doesn't matter how I do it. But when it comes to Green Man, I need you to not be Green Man anymore
Why?
because she's terrifying,
Yeah.
but you're terrifying and a horrible blob monster when you put the Green Man costume on.
You know
And
that,
I don't need to see your junk anymore.
Wow.
You know that blobfish under the sea that's like, it looks like a Squidward gone wrong? That's me in the Green Man suit.
I've seen the behind the scenes. It's definitely.
But how I do it is I just do it. Like
Oh.
I spitball off of him. If I'm having a writer's block, I'm like, I don't know how to write this part. He mentions something. I'm like, oh, that'll work. Actually, how about we do this? And eventually it comes together.
Well, let me.
Wait, so Jeff's giving us good advice. He's
Yeah.
giving us depression advice.
Just
don't,
wing it.
Just don't be depressed anymore.
Well,
That's
no,
what
no,
you're
no, no.
saying.
No, I'm always depressed.
Oh,
let me tell you something.
that's what helps with the creativity.
Harness the depression as a weapon. Be like, this is gonna fail, but we're gonna do it anyway.
Yes.
I have fooled myself for years.
Okay.
With my humor. Okay. I always thought I was funny, and I always thought I was witty, and I think for the most part,
Dale, is he funny?
Sure.
Am I funny?
Sure.
Is Jeff funny?
Yeah.
Was Dom funny?
Jury's out on that one. I'll have to reach out to Johnny Bravo.
No, I'm speaking truthful here. For
Okay.
A minute.
Speak truthfully.
I thought of
Unsub
myself.
now.
I thought of myself as funny and witty most of my life, right? I thought, well, if somebody was making fun of me, I can go toe to toe with them, and I think I am witty in that way. But I never did anything like this before. You know, the only thing I tried to write before this was music, right? I wrote a few songs. I have them in my safe for some reason.
Wait a minute. You wrote some songs?
I did write some songs.
Is that part of the mystery box? Vinny's unreleased songs?
Well, it could be. No, the only thing I was going to say was, then I met you guys, right? No, and I saw that you were a lot funnier than me when you weren't being made fun of on the spot. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I'm.
I want to interrupt you for 1 second and go back to that. Jeff, can you tell us a story of the time you met Vinny?
I don't remember.
Well, I definitely can.
Okay.
I was just standing there, and this sweaty Italian guy comes up to me and starts inviting me over. Hey, you want to come to my shack? No, I'm busy that day. I didn't say what day it was. I know, but I'm busy that day. And then he grew on me.
That's exactly what happened.
I could tell you a different story. Vinny texts me, and he's like, hey, have you ever seen this movie, Akira? And I'm like, no, but I've always wanted to. It's just on my bucket list. And he's like, we should watch it together sometime.
I did say that.
And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what to respond to this, and just left that text blank. We didn't talk for like 3 days after that because I did not know what to say to him.
I apologized to him after that.
In person.
Yeah, I apologized.
I just wanted to say that I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I asked you.
So that was really awkward.
So you were aware that you made him feel awkward?
Well, I didn't. It was because of you. Because
it's my fault that you made him feel awkward?
It wasn't the 3 days of silence.
A lot of episodes ago, you had said that we don't spend a lot of time together, even though we're friends, outside of doing this or work. So I was trying to break down that barrier by having you guys come for Christmas, and I wanted to do something with Jeff because I felt like even though I'm friends with Jeff at work, and I can randomly text him sometimes, you know, I would like to be friends with him. I'd like to see what it was like to hang out with him outside of work. And I tried, but I realized after I hit send, I wish there was a come back button right next to send, you know, because it was bad.
Like texting should give you 5 minutes.
Because right after I sent it, I literally envisioned me and Jeff sitting on the couch, you know, we're about to watch this and looking over this is going to be good. You know, awkwardly.
You look over at Vinny, it's that popcorn thing with the cutout on the bottom. Oh.
Yeah, and him looking at me like,
popcorn?
Can I just leave? No, and I was like, you know,
that's
whatever.
exactly what Jeff would say. Can I leave? And you would be, no, we're watching this.
But
grab my popcorn weeder.
He goes to get up and his handcuffs on him. On the side
why
of
does
the
your couch have seatbelts?
Yeah. No, but that was my attempt to break that barrier, and you know. I haven't tried since because I don't know, you know. He probably
Jeff, you asshole.
He probably doesn't want to hang out with me.
I don't have time.
Yeah, nobody has time to hang out, you know.
Well, no one has time to hang out because everyone's failing at their goals, which I think is where you were going.
I did. I fail at a lot of goals in life. This is one of them. That's for sure. To tell you the truth, I was thinking we worked so hard to get 100 subs on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And we were pushing it. We have a giveaway that nobody is commenting to. By the way, we have 6 comments with 103 subs, and I know you're not supposed to be disrespectful to listeners because without them, we don't have anything. We might as well stop doing this.
But we have your mom, and I want to shout out Francisco Lopez,
yes,
our number one
fan. We
and
love
I
him to death.
think we're going to bring him on the show. And if you guys don't comment, he's winning automatically. Okay,
he might be the new host of non-fictional science fiction.
Every single question. I'm not going to say if it was correct or incorrect, but he answered every single question.
He did answer every single question
in detail.
He's a
diehard. Wrote a thesis
fan.
paper about our show.
Okay,
but so we need people to comment on this video because. You know, let's be transparent, right? We have a program that we're going to run, and it's going to pick a random winner. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be a very quick process if we have 6 comments. I didn't realistically expect all 103 subscribers to leave a comment, even though that would be ideal. But I really feel like our listeners are throwing away what is an incredible thing they're going to get in the mail.
I think they think this is a joke, right?
Yeah.
At first, Dale thought this was a joke, too. She's like, what?
No, we are mailing a mystery box to the winner's house.
I promise you, it's not garbage. Like, I'm not
Comment, baby,
shitting in a
comment.
box. And
Wait,
giving
so
it
what do we like legitimately? All right, let's give him like a little taste.
Okay.
What's going to be in there?
I'm going to give my spoiler
Go for
alert
it.
and one other thing, and I don't want you guys to say what yours is.
Sure.
Everyone knows I went to a defunct college now at this point. I'm not saying what it is because that's part of the answer, but you will get my diploma, or a copy of it, my diploma in there with some things redacted so you don't find me and kill me. And there's monetary value in there. We're not going to say what it is, but it's in there.
Yes.
And if you don't sub, Francisco is going to get it. And that's just another Spanish guy taking your jobs. No. I went there.
Yeah. No.
Boom.
Boom. Yep.
Boom. Okay? So you're hired, and don't let a Spanish guy take your job. I'm sorry, Francisco. We love you.
We love you. I mean, it's not a rake job, so
A what job?
He's breaking the stereotype.
Wait, what?
A rake.
Thank God you saved that part.
No, I'm just saying. So no, we need people to start comment, baby. Comment on my video. You know, you're not going to be able to win unless you're subscribed. And you comment and answer one of the questions. Doesn't even have to be all of them. One question.
I want to put Jeff on the spot right now. Oh my God, this is going to be so good.
I can't wait.
Jeff, do you have a goal that you set for yourself any time in your life and then miserably failed at? Oh, he's taking out a list right now.
You know they could see
No, I'm not. We're on video now.
Filming.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can see the list.
Well, yeah. The Green Man list.
I mean, honestly, I've been wanting to learn Japanese since I was 14, probably. And I'm just now getting serious about it. I am almost 30, unfortunately. I was also hoping I would be in a much better place in my life by now as well.
As far as?
Like career, maybe.
Well, they can help with that
not-
if they give us money.
That's true.
Feel bad for Jeff. Give us money.
Like and subscribe. You know, love us, hate us. I don't care. Just
talk about us, please.
Just more than $1.75, please. What?
Vin, what are you doing?
Showing the camera, there's nothing in my wallet.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to beg anybody for money because I know our content is pretty terrible for the most part. As much as everybody else might disagree on that. But yeah, no, I figured I probably wouldn't be living in a shoebox when I was 30. And, yeah, that's really it.
You know, can I comment on what he said?
Maybe not so depressed.
Can I comment on what he said?
Jeff, are you going to allow Alex to comment?
Yeah, you can comment
Okay.
on what I said.
In my youth, I was in an advance, and I was very, very critical of when we would listen back to what we had recorded. And even when I did some studio time for my own band and recording and writing for other bands, and you know, there was a studio in Riverhead I would go to, and people would be like, "Oh, can you?" You know, there would be people that signed up to this studio, and the owner would try to promote them and get them gigs and whatever. And since I was there, they needed a guitarist. I would fill in, and I would help write some songs that a girl wrote. Actually, did pretty well, to be honest. It was. I think it was on the radio upstate or something like that. But anyway.
Is it called Beating Around the Bush?
No, it was called Music Potion.
Oh.
But
He
anyway.
was beating around the bush.
So
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, I'm setting it
Number
up.
one fan.
I'm setting it up
Your subscribers didn't get it.
because the point I'm trying to make is when it was my own content, right? I was super critical about it. When the people next to me listening to it, listen to the demo that we just had, were like, "You guys are awesome. That was incredible." And I'm like, was it though? Like I can hear, maybe I should have done this, maybe. And I think that that's what creators suffer from, no matter what you create, is that you're overcritical of your work. I personally think, and it has nothing to do because I'm part of the show, you know, the overall show, I think Jeff's show's amazing. I think it's brilliant. I think your editing work is second to none as far as I'm concerned for making it so good and so bad at the same time. That is a gift.
Well,
that is an absolute gift.
Funny is that there's so many times after the video comes out that I'll want to have something changed, but it's published, and I'm not going to take it down. I leave it as is. And you may say, like, wow, that's fantastic, but I automatically notice the mistakes, and I'll point them out. In the last video that came out, I think the table got duplicated. This is the same table, by the way. The table got duplicated in one scene, and there's this one part where I think I was playing Green Man, and I was holding the clipboard, and half of it disappeared. So there's these things that I want to change, and Danielle yells at me all the time, but in a good way. Like, she wants me to be better. And
but that's the thing. Like, that's your craft. So whatever it is, the fact that you can notice where you need to improve means you have the potential and wherewithal to know that you can improve.
100%.
You know what I mean?
100%. But I don't think that he should put his show down, even though he feels that way. Nobody's ever going to change his mind. It's hysterical.
Well, hold on. Here's my thing. Like, my thing is that when I have the show, right, the only people I could really convince to watch it are my friends. And I know for the most part, my friends aren't going to be like, hey, Jeff, your show is terrible.
Except Sunshine. Thanks, Sunshine.
Yeah, thank you, Sunshine. Shout out to Sunshine. But that's my biggest problem. And when just actually today, when we asked one of our friends to show it to his son, actually, and his son watched it, and he's just like, I was like, all right, yeah, that's pretty much what I thought.
How old is his son now?
Maybe like 14?
Yeah, 14, 15, something like that.
That's definitely not the demographic.
I mean, we're not that smart.
The entire world is our demographic.
No, you're 100% right, but realistically...
Not for the podcast, but for non-fictional science fiction.
100%.
The humor's got to penetrate everybody.
But I'm truly... that's great. He got the sexual joke out.
I didn't mean to.
But for every 14-year-old that doesn't like it, there's going to be one that does.
But I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a good strategy to think like, oh, I need to please everybody. Like, the whole world needs my demographic. That's not. I mean, it's like whatever resonates with someone else. Like, if you find it funny, chances are there's somebody else that finds it funny, and those are the people that you want to attract anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
if anything, it needs to be like cringier.
Like, Danielle's part of this whole podcast production and filming and everything, and she hates this. She hates our channel.
She just ditches us every time we need her to play Green Man.
Oh, I got my left hair hurts. I have to go take care of that.
Oh, my God. My left hair hurts.
No, but it's because I think, Danielle, you're just as critical as I am.
Yeah, I hate myself.
Yeah, and I think for me, I have a more positive outlook on life because I know if I have any darker of an outlook, there's going to be a sawn-off shotgun. This is another episode I mentioned killing myself, but don't call anyone. But I feel like...
They won't.
No.
They stopped listening already. I'm just talking to you guys at this point. But I feel like for me, I'll be critical in a way, but I'll show you, and you'll kind of help me be like, no, I know you can fix this part. And I'm just like, yeah, you're fucking right. Yeah. Like, I try to sneak this one past, and you're like, no, fix this. But I feel like for you, correct me if I'm wrong, you're just like, how could you do this, you stupid bitch? You know, and you're trying to fix it yourself, but... So what do you, I mean, you don't have to say what you think about the show, what we're doing, but what about like goals and stuff that you set for yourself, maybe this year, last year, or your whole life? Anything
like personally?
Like no, like professionally, yeah, personally.
Metaphysically?
Metaphically, yeah. Like, do you have any like weird goals? Like amiibo energy that you want to share with anyone?
Yeah, I got this amoeba right here. No, I impulsively signed up for a marathon, and it's the May 5th, and I have barely begun training.
The look on Jeff's face was horrified. Like, he forgot marathons exist. He's like, people do that?
How much training do you need to run, though?
The least amount of time typically is like 8 weeks, so I'm fucked.
Okay, but here's my question.
You can't give any tips on running right now.
No.
Okay.
By the way, I figured out. I'll talk when it's my turn.
Just drive your car around the marathon.
No, but the truth is that like the way that I would exercise and train for a marathon would be you run, a half a mile one day, right? And see
half a mile.
Just say no.
That's how skewed I'm
giving an IE.
No,
okay?
Yeah, you're supposed to work up to
and
it,
then
and then you're
three
supposed
quarters,
to
and then a mile, and then a mile and a quarter, and
right.
then and see, and that's how you do it, kind of in a way. Mm-hmm. That's the theory.
I mean,
behind
I'm like it's a goal that I've had for a really long time. Like I completed like a sprint triathlon, which is like a half triathlon. I think when I was like 19, and I really enjoy running. I really enjoy endurance sports, and it's something that I've always wanted to do. So I kind of just like impulsively signed up to like force myself like, okay, well, if you don't train, you're still doing it. So it's going to suck for you. So, I mean, hopefully I don't fail at that. But like I failed many times before.
Yeah, I think you have a really funny marathon story about that day, about having to swim. Do you remember?
No.
Oh, my. Okay.
I got kicked in the chest a lot.
Other than you being kicked in the chest, do you remember the anxiety you had trying to explain to me?
Oh, God, I forgot about
Why?
Please share. Please share.
Oh, my God. Okay, so this is really embarrassing, actually. So I was
he's
not,
like,
I was not familiar with this at all. Again, this is the same thing. This happened the same way where I impulsively signed up for it, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this. You have to change typically, or like I was like, oh, okay, so I have to change in different outfits, like based off of the like each event. So I was under the impression that, all right, well, if I'm wearing my swimsuit, I have to change into like my running shorts and my running gear. So where do I do that? And I was talking to my friend at the time, and I somehow like convinced myself, like, okay, I guess you just gotta like strip down naked, like in front of everybody, because it's like really like legit and like it's hardcore and whatever. So thank God I didn't do that, but I did have the most painfully awkward conversation with the race director. I'm like, so was there a place to change, or like you just change out in the field? She's like, why are you changing? Just put your shorts on over your bathing suit. Nobody wants to see your naked body. Like, what are you thinking?
Oh my God. She made you feel horrible or what?
Not, I mean, I deserved it because it was so stupid that I even thought that's like.
Well, you were 19. All 19-year-olds are stupid.
I mean, each
I
gear set,
had internet access though, so I don't know. I have no idea.
each gear set has different stats, so you'd want to have the right one for.
Yeah. What if
That's
what
true.
if your
Yeah, you are
swimsuit?
female, and you should have legendary gear on. So that's like 2
the bathing suit.
booby tassels,
Yeah,
and that's
it's
like
just some like damp toilet paper.
damn toilet paper
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And that gives you plus 4,000 speed on water, right? And then when you put the shorts of thigh highs, that gives you 200% run speed.
Absolutely.
So you were right to ask those questions.
Yeah,
And just put the honey in your socks, and you'll be good.
Yeah. Just take his advice.
yeah.
How about you? Any goals for you?
Oh my God, my life is full of disappointments.
Oh yeah.
I mean, before we started whatever this table event is, I always wanted to do things, but I struggled with the tug of war was I wanted to do so much, but I need to rely on other people.
Yeah.
So when I would rely on other people, if someone didn't come through on anything, Johnny Bravo, it just felt like my world was crushed and I wouldn't want to keep going. I mean,
That was the first question you asked me.
was
When I came up to you, when I had told you I had an idea for a show, you were like, are you going to commit? That was the first question. And I said, I'm asking you if you would commit. I'm like, I'm in. What are you talking about? But you're right. That was the first question. So it was definitely in the forefront of your mind.
For sure. I'm always looking to do something creative, either editing, do something with music, drawing, any of that stuff. I'm always looking to do something like that. But it's hard to take on all that stuff and have like a job so you can live and eat. But I don't. There's so many things. I mean, we were trying to do like a movie script that didn't work. And for me, I've told Danielle this as well too. I don't know if I'm like clinically insane, depressed, whatever it may be. Yeah. But when I'm working on something, not this so much, like not when I'm editing, but if I'm drawing something, creating a script or a cartoon or something, while working through the story or whatever it is, I feel sad. Like I feel depressed that it's not done, depressed that I can't show you what I'm talking about, and depressed that I haven't hit the finish line yet. We were writing this one story for a fantastic show called Things to Consider. You can find it on YouTube. I'm not going to give you the link. And if you find it, I'm sorry.
Shout outs to Sunshine.
Yeah. And there's also another episode of something called Patrick the Broom. That's us.
Don't tell them about this terrible stuff.
I want them to know about my failures, our failures. But
I'm delisting all of it.
yeah. But for me, I struggle with if I'm doing something that's creative, not that this isn't creative, but if I'm like creating some sort of content, I have this overwhelming depression until it's done. And the sad part about that is I don't really finish a lot of things because of that weakness. So I'll be like, oh, I'm writing this story, and I'm still technically writing the story right now, and maybe I'll do something with it. But the fact that it's still not done, I'll think about it sometimes. And if you knew the irony of the story, you'd be like, ugh. But the fact that that's not done, I'm like, oh, man, I'm so upset. So for me, setting goals and achieving them is a foreign concept.
Well, me and you are
Don't
exactly
say that
alike.
to me.
No, it's true. Me and you are more alike than you think, honestly.
Is it
even though we have
because of
totally different
our
personalities.
love for peanut butter?
No. And that's something that means a lot to me in this show, to be honest with you, is that even if I'm not here, even if I'm not a part of this at some point,
we're still having that meeting, so
that's just fine, which is fine. I gave you.
You said this was your last episode.
Yeah, I already
Wait, was that a
announced
joke?
my resignation. No, not at all.
Okay, cool.
But I gave you the spark to finally do something. All of you.
I
know
hope
what I mean?
this is more of a spark, or I feel like you lit my house on fire and I'm running out pulling bodies out. Like, I can't let this one die.
Well, whatever it is, I'm glad that we made it to this point. I mean, I literally came.
Me
up
too,
to
and
you with
we
an
only
idea.
have one body that didn't make it to this point, which is pretty impressive.
Yes.
Smoke inhalation. That's really what happened.
Which is unfortunate, but the point I'm trying to make is that I legitimately, honestly, am glad that you have gotten to do what you wanted to do, and we hit 100. It really does mean a lot. I want to tell the listeners, because I also am riddled more than anybody else at this table, I think, honestly, of goals that I have not met. You know, my weight is one of them, right? I have been on a diet this week, the whole week, no meat.
Wow.
Actually, I've been paying the price for it because for some reason I feel like when I eat salad all week, and this happened the last time I tried to go vegetarian, I literally have the worst reflux I've ever had in my life. Like, my
Really?
chest is killing me.
Let's put a pin Let's put a pin in that, because that's something totally different that I don't want to get into right now. Right now, I want to hear from Jeff. Jeff had something to say.
Good.
Or he looked like he had something to say.
No, I mean, I was just going to mention how a lot of times when I set a goal or decide to start doing something, like I mentioned before with the Japanese, like I did try to learn it when I was 16 or whatever it was, but I would go like super hardcore for like 2-3 weeks, whatever, and then just dead stop one day, just stop doing it and forget about it. I used to play guitar. I did the same thing. I played it. That was probably a little bit longer, but one day I just like, I don't want to do these lessons anymore. Still like dabbled and then just completely stopped playing it.
Now, are you one of those people where you take on the projects yourself and then you give up because you either got confused or realized it was too much? Or do you want to have, I don't know why it's an or would you rather have like a teacher along the way saying like, hey, you know, don't give up. This is a better lesson for you right now. Like, don't learn how to play that Linkin Park song. Learn how to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star right now.
No, I mean, it doesn't really help either way, because regardless, I'm just going to stop showing up to the lessons.
Okay.
Like, I just kind of completely dead stop. Like, even think of something like World of Warcraft, like something that's not even like a good thing to be addicted to. But like, played that for years. Final Fantasy 14, played that for years. And then one day, just stopped logging on. Like, wasn't like less and less and less. It was like full steam and then stop. And it's like, I just don't feel like playing it anymore. But I don't feel like playing it anymore. It's just like, all right, I'm not going to play it today. Not going to play it tomorrow. Not going to play it the next day. And then don't even think about it anymore.
That
happens to me every single time.
Becoming a gamer fucked me, honestly, truthfully, because I think that constant hit of false positive reinforcement is something that I crave. So I'll be playing guitar and I'll be practicing, and I would normally, before I got into games, I mean, I played my whole life, but before I really got into them, I would literally play 4 hours. I mean,
like just 4 hours or 4
no,
hours?
4 hours for the night. 6 to 8 hours of just straight playing guitar. And that now I got to the point where I'm in maybe around the hour mark, and I just thinking in the back of my head, like, you know, it's so much easier to just sit down and play that game that I wanted to finish.
He sits down, starts playing Guitar Hero, like,
and constantly get hit with that, you know, reinforcement that gets you addicted to games. And I think that honestly has ruined me for a lot of things.
Well, what do you think, Dale?
Even though I love it.
You started to agree with him. What were you thinking?
No, I completely agree. Whether it's like video games or even like
A book or whatever.
or like watching like certain YouTube videos.
Yes.
Not this one.
Not this one. But just in general, like just living vicariously through others, or like attaining a false sense of fulfillment through gaming, or just feeling like you accomplished something without actually living. Like, it kind of robs you of like true accomplishments.
Yeah, like my son, and I hate to say this because, but I'm honest. I'm always honest on the show, right? I don't ever hold back. My son wants me to spend time with him a lot in his room. And even if he wants me to watch him do something, I'm
CPA warning.
I'll be there in a minute, and I never go up there because I'm playing, and I got sucked into it and I'm like, man, this is so much easier than walking up the stairs and not playing. And then when I'm there, it's like you're bored. That's why kids today, they can't go anywhere without a tablet, right? Or a phone or anything. They need that constant stimulation, right? The minute my son doesn't have a screen in front of him, no matter what it is, he's bored. The second he's like, I'm bored.
Well, for me, growing up is as much as even now, I'll play a lot of games. Growing up, I also played a lot of games, but games weren't really that good for the most part when we were growing up. Like Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation, things just started to get a little kind of cool.
They just weren't as like immersive. I think.
Yes.
Yes, because there's really no online component. But like growing up, being in my parents' house, they had like a decent sized backyard, or being in the suburbs where you're not going to get ran over immediately, and things weren't as developed. I would remember being able to, even up until high school, I'd play a game, and let's say I'm 20 minutes in, an hour into the game, it wouldn't matter the time frame. I'm just like, I want to go outside, and I would just stop playing the game. I just leave it there, run outside, and sometimes I'd be outside for 20 minutes, 4 hours. I'd be, dicking around with a hockey stick or, fighting something, training, doing something weird outside, jackknifing myself in the crotch with the skateboard. And I would be out there for so long, and then I would go inside and be like, I'm going to play this game again. And when I was learning music, like learning drums and guitar, same thing. I'd be playing a game, watching TV, and then I would just stop and play drums for like an hour or 2 hours. And now, as we get older and we want to set goals for ourselves and stuff, there's different constraints in your life. Like me, my biggest constraint right now is apartment living. I'm not going to set up a drum set in my apartment. And sometimes I'll be playing a game and I'll think to myself, I want to go outside. I want to be a sack of shit right now. I want to run around. But the things I want to do outside as a grown man, I feel like people will just be like, oh, look at that stupid guy right there. Like I used to, like punch trees and shit, but like I would do a lot of shadow boxing, and I had like a boxing thing set up, or I would do like sword fighting with my brother and stuff. I can't do that now. What's a 30-year-old guy doing? Like,
he's hitting a tree
I'll
with
do that with you, Rob.
with a foam sword.
So we'll film it. We'll have epic music in the background.
Yeah.
We'll dress as green men.
Can we have duct tape swords though, please?
Sure.
Please.
Sure.
With the wings, like with the,
I think
that was like a tradition that we had like around every Halloween. We would buy a bunch of pumpkins, and then we would take slow-mo videos with the iPhone and just like record us slicing up pumpkins and like punching pumpkins. It was
That's
the best.
awesome, though. That's awesome. See, that's great.
I
Why
think
don't we do that?
the gamification of learning should be more of a thing now.
What do you mean?
Because when I one of the apps that I'm using now to learn is it gamifies almost everything. So there's actually levels in it where it'll be like, oh, you're level 1, and I have to make it to level 60. So when I see like, okay, if I do these lessons, if I do these reviews and I get this all done today, that means I can level up in 3 days. And you think of it that way, and there's experience points, and
That's what you're using to learn Japanese?
yeah.
That's amazing.
There's like
that's literally
experience
amazing.
points and like little celebratory things when you level up, and it's like, okay, I'm level 30. Like I'm level 30 now, and at level 60, that means I'll have learned all the kanji in the Japanese language, which is crazy to think about. So I'm like halfway there.
You know what I have the problem with the language you're reading though, you're learning, is that when you want to write something, it's super long. Like it's like you want to write 4 sentences and it's 2.5 pages.
That's
you know
actually
what I mean?
completely the opposite of how it works.
Yeah, kanji shortens. It's almost like storytelling for the characters.
Speedrunners in video games always play in Japanese because the text boxes are quicker.
And what's weird is sometimes they'll Japanese or German for some reason, and you would think not German because the in German is like
Yeah.
It's probably not, but
I'm going to translate that right now.
No, that's definitely the.
Well, actually, Jeff, this leads us to our ultimate moment right now. Let me ask you a question. Is based on what you just said about gamifications of learning, if you were to, let's say, subscribe to a gym that used an app that gauged your quote-unquote power level and the things you did inside that one raised your power level, and you could see all members of the gym almost like it's Dragon Ball Z, would you keep going, and would you be more inspired that when you checked in, like when you beep, 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 you're essentially, we'll call it the hyperbolic time chamber is the name of the gym, and when you're on the treadmill that raises for a half hour, that raises your power level by 10, and based on the settings that you put in is all tied to this app, and the food you eat as well too can change your power level as well. So, I ate a cheeseburger that would lower your power level.
You can actually, I would think you would be able to scan like the QR code of your level or of your account onto the treadmill, so it would automatically just update the app for the amount of time you
We're all millionaires now. You know that, right?
No, because you're going to say Uber lifts and we're fucked.
We don't have the capital to start this up.
That's amazing, though. That's a great idea. Gamify the gym.
Yes, that would do it. Like,
wait, we're super nerds though. Daniel, would you do any of this stuff, or would you be like, I don't know what's happening?
Yeah, well, I use an app called Strava that's like similar to that, where like you kind of like compare yourself against other people, like in terms of like your runs and your pace
close your mouth
and
for a sec.
and you can use like a heart rate monitor with it. But like that's going to like a whole other level where you're going to be able to resonate with a lot of people if you approach it from that way.
I can't remember the name of it, but there was a guitar learning game for Xbox 360.
Was it Guitar Smith?
Guitar Smith, yeah. Okay. And I played that for a while, and that was actually like had me back again learning guitar. Unfortunately, like my guitar was like half broken, and I didn't really have the funds to buy a new one. So like one of the strings would just constantly go out of tune, and it would confuse the game, and I was just like, forget it. But that was really fun.
You can have the clothing at the gym, the armor that you get when you level up to different power levels.
What do you mean clothing?
Like a T-shirt.
But so once you get to a certain power level, they give you like a T-shirt,
like a piece of gear, and say Destiny or something like that, or the Division. You get a duffel bag. You get these shoes. Oh, you just hit power level 60. You can get these shoes now. You know what I mean? Like
wait. If I scream while I lift weights, do I level up faster? Right?
Well, you can't lift the weights without screaming because that's like a super move.
Yeah, I do that all the time at work when I lift stuff heavy. I do the yell.
What does it sound like?
I'm going to blow out everybody's ears if I do it.
Yeah, please don't scream.
I talk loud enough.
But what is weird, like, you know what, like going to a gym, right, and you see the guys next to the mirrors, and I always wondered why they have mirrors. I know now for proper form, but no one at the gym has proper form. They're lifting like an orangutan. I see their elbows bending backwards as they do it, but it's always like, oh, look at how me I am in the gym right now.
It's just like vanity completely.
But what's funny is I'll stand back so no one's ears blow up, but they lift it once, and then they're like, ah! And you just hear the loudest bang, and you're sitting there. It's like they want attention. You're just like, oh, sweetheart, how much did you just lift? Wow, we're all impressed right now.
You know, a long time ago, and I'm hoping people believe this because it really, really is the truth. I literally used to live at the gym. I had a great.
So you just used to shower there.
Yes.
So this was the YMCA, and you were homeless.
Yep.
And then you met your wife, and she's like, "Why don't you move into a home with me?"
No. I used to.
Oh, so you figuratively lived at the gym?
Yes.
Okay, you were confused because you said literally.
I had a great body. I had 4 abs working on the last 2. I actually trained. Like 3 or 4 people would pay me, even though I didn't have a license, and I would meet them and give them lessons. And then literally one day I stopped. Just stopped.
Pics or it didn't happen?
Well, I don't know. I might have pics, to be honest.
We're going to post those on Instagram if we find it.
But
I want to see strong.
I was
Vinnie.
really, really in shape. And like I said, I had 3-4 people, and I started thinking to myself, like, oh, should I get licensed? I mean, I'm making money doing this. Like,
but I picture, like, I know I'm sounding really stupid right now, and I'm just going to say it. I feel like being a fitness instructor is a lot like being like a baseball coach or bowling coach.
Absolutely.
Well,
I have no idea what I was doing. I'm just like, another one.
Well, it's funny.
What the fuck, you pussy?
Yeah.
Put it up, baby. Like, that's what I was doing. You get them hyped up. You know what I mean?
I know, but why am I paying you to do that? Why don't I just record myself yelling at myself on my phone?
That's all that it was.
Then just do that. Because the same thing, what does a baseball coach say? He's like, hey, man, you know when the pitcher throws the ball somewhat near that big stick we gave you? I'm just saying, use your inner third eye. Just swing at it. And you want to know what? How about club it down? Take the bat and run to first base. And if anyone tries to tag you out, just swing at them. No one's going to want to get hit by a bat. That's what I imagine it is to be a fitness instructor.
It really is.
Why are you fat still?
No, you
well,
know what
you
it is?
eat 10 cheeseburgers, so don't do that. That will be $1,000 for today.
Everybody in the world is lazy. I don't care who the fuck you are. And the only reason that you're there, or I was there for these 3-4 people that I was doing it for, was I was the positive reinforcement and that push. Because you do want to stop. When you work out alone, you say in your head, I'm doing 11 of these. And at 9, you're like, I can't do 11, I'm going to stop.
Do you guys ever cheat while lifting anything? Not anything, like while working out. You ever get to like, so you're like 1, 2, and you're like, that counted as 3. And like, why am I lying to myself? You never do that?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
I've cheated at my reviews when I'm like doing the Japanese stuff. I'm like, I knew the answer, and I would hit like the oops button and then just redo it. And I'm like, wait, why did I do that? Because I'm just screwing myself in the
Just like also needy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just positive reinforcement, and it's that extra. It's that extra push.
If I had a free personal trainer, like if somebody said, "Hey, like congratulations, you've won a free personal trainer. He's gonna follow you around and yell at you," I'd probably go to the gym.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I need because I've been trying to eat better, but imagine so much of unhealthy eating is just boredom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
So-
like mindlessly snacking.
Yeah,
or grease lust.
Yeah, grease.
Is that
Yes.
gone now that you're
No.
not eating meat?
No, it's just that I find other things to get my greasy lust going.
So
I literally had like a Beyond Burger today, and that was like ultra greasy.
is that vegetarian burger
Mm-hmm.
though?
Yeah, but it's like just as greasy as a normal burger.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I get poke
I gotta
bowl
try
lust
this.
now.
Pokeball lust.
Poke bowl lust. Yeah.
What's in it? What's in that?
Poke bowl it's mainly sushi. Like different kinds of sushi. You can do like 2 or 3 proteins, and then it's like a bunch of like Asian vegetables like seaweed and just different kinds of like Japanese sauces.
God, I
And
love
it's just like
fucking
a
sushi.
bowl like this big. And I could probably post a picture on like the channel or something.
Yeah.
But whenever I like do like a strenuous workout or I do my other job where I'm like doing like hard labor, I have like protein lust. I'm like, I can't eat a salad right now. I can't eat spinach. I need a poke bowl, and I'll go there. It's like $18,
Oh,
and I just devour
worst.
this thing.
Are you hungry afterwards after you ate it all, or,
No.
or like it filled
No, it's
you
like
up?
a ton of rice and it's like carbs and protein.
You can do greens in the bottom too, or either that or rice. But yeah, it's,
carbs. I love sushi, man. That could be my last meal for the rest of my life. It's just sushi.
yeah.
I got to take you to that place.
I for dinner I had like 16 pieces of sushi. I bought like 2 servings and I just like destroyed them.
Can we talk about frushi for a second?
Fish lust.
Fruit sushi?
Oh yeah.
I never had
Isn't
that.
that just fruit?
Okay, yeah, kind of. Now I'm gonna be stupid about this, so can you explain this one?
Yeah, so it's like in the rice they put like some sort of like coconut cream or something, so it's kind of like sweet. And then they'll like thinly slice like sashimi style the strawberries and lay them on top. And they had something with like mango. They'll take like a raspberry puree and drizzle it over the top. It's so good.
You know what sucks? I wish you guys had Kobe beef. One time, even for vegetarians, because it is so.
Oh.
I've
so
had dry aged steaks before.
It's
which
so
is-
beyond good. There was a place in Manhattan. Literally, they served it. They literally served it on a hot rock, and there were strips of Kobe
Oh, I
beef.
saw. Do you watch that show Silicon Valley?
I've seen it, but
Okay.
I'm not.
There's
like
a guy.
An
There's like a
watcher.
really douchey guy in that show, and he's eating Kobe beef
Oh, it's so good.
because it's like for like the elite.
No, it's. I mean, I spent a lot of money on it, but it was so good. It was like it's like sushi but meat. Like my goal I set for myself was I'm going on vacation April 19th. I'm leaving for a week, and I said, you know what? I just want to be slightly thinner so I could fit better into the shorts I had from last summer. So I said I'm going to give myself a goal of a few weeks because I can't last on a
I
diet.
am
past
going
a
to
week.
say one thing, and I hope it helps. And I hope it helps everyone. That the reason why diets are always so, and Dale probably will back me up if I say something stupid, but the reason why diets are always so, I went on this diet, the reason why you'll fail the diet is because it's not a diet, it's lifestyle.
Yes.
So if you if you don't change, if you're not prepared to say this is going to be a different lifestyle for me, in your head, I understand that what you want to fit in those shorts, and that will come with proper eating and exercise. But if you're just like, oh, I'm just going to do this for a couple months so I can fit in the shorts, after you fit in those shorts, a couple weeks later, a month or two later, you're just going to be not fat again, but you're not going to fit in those shorts.
Yeah.
Unless you change your lifestyle.
Well, go back to what I was saying earlier. I've had nothing pretty much but salads for this week. I've had very little carbs, okay? Even though you were still eating bread, I was trying to like cut it back a little bit. But to tell you the truth, I have literally like nightmarish reflux from nothing but salads. I had to eat bread today.
We're gonna wrap this up right now, is because I know we made fun of you guys last time for being slackers, but they will have their show coming out called. And when it comes out, it's going to cover a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Vinny's saying a lot of stupid things.
But they didn't release that yet?
No, it's fine.
Because
I want people to get.
They used their excuse of Danielle's hair hurt.
Yeah, my hair.
Vinny's eyes were on backwards that day.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah, I know for us, like, you know.
My beard was hurting pretty bad.
Danielle, I love you, but we were. I was upset. I was disappointed. Yeah, I was already like.
I know. I felt horrible.
Do you guys see this right here? It's hard to see, but it's a pin. And I just put it right in there, just like that.
Beautiful.
So we're going to wrap this up. Their episode will come. If you liked that little riff we just had, stay tuned for that. But Vinny, take us out.
Yeah, no, I want to thank everybody for getting us to 100 subs plus now. It really does mean a lot to us. That is a goal that we all met collectively. And individually, I think that we accomplished something we set out to. And we could never do that without you guys. So we really want to thank you for coming along this journey with us since last year and making it possible. Our social media game has been weak lately, but we promise that we're going to up that soon. So please follow us on Twitter at Ask Lemme, or email us at lemmeaskyouaquestion13@gmail.com. Please do. Any questions, comments, concerns about the show, we legitimately, if we get emails, we legitimately will read them and respond. We are craving, like Jeff craves protein, audience interaction, and we deliver by giving you guys content, and we're asking you to interact with us. Let us know what you think about the show on our social medias and email, and just get a hold of us so we can have more interaction with you guys, because I think once that door opens up, it's going to be a lot more fun, and we're going to have a lot more things to talk about. So please definitely get on that. And remember, everybody, stay curious.
Good. Well, this is over. We'll see you guys next time. And that was disgusting.
I'm the Vin Man, and I'm out. Stay curious, my friend.
Bye, friends.
Bye.